What's up, elites? It's the Elite HB Live Action. You already know what it is. Listen, this video request right here, I was supposed to do a jillion years ago. I mean, light years ago. I mean, of course, this is to goro343. I believe that's the correct name. Of course, I greatly apologize. I hope you all can hear me clearly. I mean, I have the air going on, but if not, I apologize. Anyway, this video is supposed to have been done a long time ago. It slipped past my mind, of course, and things just kept accumulating, kept getting more busy. Then I started doing my Bleach reviews, everything. But just know it wasn't on purpose or intentional. You know, I never disrespect my virtual audience, my elites, my subscribers. You know, I ain't cut like that because you all make it happen. You're the one who watch my videos, and that I appreciate. So let's get into this. Of course, I have to have him refresh my memory about what the request was about, man. He puts, well, my question was, who will win in an overall versus game if it was ever created? Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter. And from your decision among the two, who do you think so? And who do you think should create the game to make it well balanced out and successful? NetherRealm Studios or Capcom? Seeing how the two companies had already made versus games for their franchises in the past. Okay, now for goro343, let's get this started. First, let's talk about the Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, as far as fighting wise. At first, you know, in the beginning, this topic has come up before throughout the years ago. Ever since Mortal Kombat first came out, instantly people will say, can Scorpion beat Ryu, or can Bison beat Sub-Zero, you know, those kind of things. Well, let's look at it from a realistic standpoint. We all know Mortal Kombat, the characters on there have greater abilities and larger movesets than what the Street Fighter characters have. So when I say let's bring it to a realistic standpoint, this is what I'm going to do. Alright, we know good and damn well Secure will not last against any Mortal Kombat character. Now as we can see, there are no fatalities in Street Fighter, of course. Vega, he has a claw. Yes, when he hits you, a little bit of blood comes out. That kind of weapon can kill you. You know, you go for the jugular, it can kill you. So it makes you wonder, if Vega was a character in the world of Mortal Kombat, he would have a fatality to do that. So let's just keep it like if they were really to fight, you know, to the death. To be honest, first off, I like both franchises. I like Street Fighter more, not by a big long shot, but you know, I do like Street Fighter more. And characters, like, it have to be the appropriate matchups. For example, like Johnny Cage and Sonya, Kano, Jax, you know, Striker, you know, they will have to, you know, go up against, you know, like Ken, Rolento, you know, Sakura, Chun-Li, small characters like that, Balrog, Sagat. Because when you look at the kind of abilities that the Street Fighter characters have, it's more so they have more techniques than abilities. Yes, Sagat, he can shoot the tiger energy. Balrog, he can't do anything. He can't shoot anything. Vega can't shoot anything. So it would have to be an appropriate matchup like that, like Ken versus Johnny Cage. I could see that happening, but I'm sorry, Ken against, you know, Sector Cyrax or Noob Sabat, Scorpion, you know, people like that. I honestly do not see it. A lot of characters in Mortal Kombat, they have more experience and they're more knowledgeable in their level of fighting style. So a character like Sub-Zero, say if Sub-Zero was to fight Ryu, or Ryu, whichever one you want to call him, I say Ryu. Say if he was to fight Ryu, I honestly would give it to Sub-Zero. Like I said, yes, I like Street Fighter more, but I'm not a fanboy. I ain't coming at it like that. This is just how I feel in terms of being realistic. Sub-Zero against Ryu in a realistic fight. I mean, if he couldn't eventually evade the ice fireball, the ice projectile, then instantly it will freeze Ryu. And at this point, you know, Sub-Zero, I know there's multiple Sub-Zeros. I know the very first Sub-Zero, I believe he's Noob Sabat, I believe, or Smoke. But his brother, he's the current Sub-Zero to my knowledge. His martial art, Ryu, he is a great martial artist, of course, but Sub-Zero, man, I mean, I know he has mastered the ice techniques. Even if he can't get you with the projectile, amongst blocking and parrying, he will probably grab Ryu's arm and freeze it. Like, those kind of key things could end the battle very quickly. Score, let's see. I feel if they were to go all out, you would have to pick the very dangerous characters in Street Fighter. When I mean the dangerous characters, Evil Ryu, Shin Akuma, or Oni Akuma. Let's see, Akuma's brother. Let's see, a Violent Ken. You have to pick people like him, but nothing like Yin and Yang, or nothing like let's see, who else? Freaking Dalsham, or, you know, Bar, because I don't know, man, the characters in Mortal Kombat seem more, they have more deadlier attacks than Street Fighter characters. They seem more relentless and brutal. Now, like I said, let's put them like, let's say you give Street Fighter access to these kind of fatality type moves. It makes you think, well, how would it really go? Because I'm pretty sure with Sonya and Johnny Cage and whatnot, just the regular human characters, they really have to think about how would the fatalities be. Because say if you was to give Ken a fatality, I mean, well, I guess he would just set you on fire after you do the uppercut, you would still be on fire. Or if he uppercuts your head off, your head would go flying and be on fire. I don't know how it'd go. Ryu, what, I mean, if he just shoot the Shinku Hadouken, well, it'd just leave a big hole in you and just have your insides cooked. You know, something like that. I guess that's how it'd go. But I'm sorry, I just feel that, let's see, Ermac, Rain, Reptile, Shao Kahn, Goro, Mintaro, all these kind of characters, man, I just do not see, you know, Guy and Cody, M. Bison. Now, I'm not saying every Mortal Kombat character can beat every Street Fighter character. No, I'm just saying the majority of Street Fighter characters, with their abilities and their history and their what they know, compared to the Street Fighter characters, and a lot of these characters have become, a lot of characters in Mortal Kombat have become stronger and learn new things throughout the series. Like we see with Street Fighter. Now it has been a little bit like that with Street Fighter, but not really greatly, because technically the latest installment in the Street Fighter series is Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. So believe it or not, Street Fighter 4 is not the latest installment as far as story-wise. That's not the case. So when I first got Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Ken, he's my favorite Street Fighter. First thing I'm thinking, what new moves does he have? And he had a few new kick moves, but he still had the, oh man. Can't believe I'm forgetting the name, damn. He still had the three-way uppercut. He still had the uppercut, he goes straight up with the fire around him. Of course, there was no fire around him in Street Fighter Third Strike, or Double Impact, or Next Generation. Not in that installment. I guess they just make it flashier for the Versus series, where he has the fire all around him. Of course, he has the kick where he kicks low, high, low, high, low, high, then he does a whole bunch of hurricane kicks up in the air, you know, at a diagonal angle, you know, not straight up. Akuma, he goes straight up with the hurricane kicks. Ken, he goes diagonal. And I mean, he has a, you know, a special new kind of right hook. Akuma and Ryu, they do the same thing on Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Next Generation, and Double Impact. But all I'm saying is, if you look at all the Street Fighters compared to all the Mortal Kombats, you see more upgrades and moves implemented with the Mortal Kombat characters opposed to the Street Fighter characters. Unfortunately, we would never see that light of day. One of the producers of Street Fighter said he just do not see that matchup happening. Like, because he said he does not see, I read this on Magic Box, he said he does not see Chun-Li's head getting cut off and rolling on the floor. He said that it just doesn't fit. But all in all, I feel that the Mortal Kombat characters will defeat the Street Fighter characters. And I'm not saying it's because, yes, Mortal Kombat is more mature, you know, has a more mature setting and tone than Street Fighter. It's not about that. It's from what I'm seeing. Like, come on, I mean, tell me what y'all do. Do y'all honestly think Guile can hang with Scorpion? Or do y'all think Relento or Sega Dalsham can hang with these ninja, Liu Kang? Liu Kang versus Ryu, that'll be a good fight. That really will. But then again, you gotta think about who Liu Kang has surpassed. You know, who Liu Kang has defeated and stacked it up against Ryu. Now Ryu, he ain't no weak character, of course. It will be good if Ryu start to use the Dark Hado and go head on with Liu Kang. That would be a good fight. Then you have characters like Raiden, you know, all those kind of things. So I mean, I'm sorry, I would have to give it to Mortal Kombat. So yes, I like Street Fighter more, but I have to give it to Mortal Kombat. Now, as far as the game being made, who do I think should develop it? You know, I think they should do like how Bandai Namco and Capcom are doing. Capcom will make it with their engine and expertise, and the same thing with NetherRealm Studios. Because now that Street Fighter versus Tekken has come out, and we've seen how the Tekken characters look in that Street Fighter engine, it does work. So I can picture the Mortal Kombat characters in that engine. It may seem a little bit off because that graphic style is, you know, it has a lighter tone compared to the graphic style of the Mortal Kombat series, of course. So it might be a little bit awkward and off. But I honestly feel Street Fighter, I mean, if Capcom was to do it, they wouldn't keep the blood in there. They would as far as the fatalities, they'll make them real flashy. Or if there were things where a neck would get broken, you know, it wouldn't be to where it'd be extra violent. Like on Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Chris Redfield, one of his grab moves, he breaks your neck. But it's not in the, oh, damn kind of thing like Mortal Kombat would do it. So I'm pretty sure they'll probably come up with new flashy combo fatalities. Or what they would do is take their existing fatalities and just tone it down or tweak it and make it more suitable for a more open audience, opposed to just aiming at a more mature audience. But I can see that being done. NetherRealm Studios doing it, I would be more curious to see it that way, to be honest. I really would, due to the fact that it will still bring, it will be very interesting because of the fact that, as we can see, the Mortal Kombat has 3D graphics, but the gameplay is 2D. So it makes you wonder, will the Street Fighter characters still keep their same gameplay style, and then the Mortal Kombat character, you still have to do like the back down, over back, you know, stuff like that. Will it still keep that kind of gameplay? And you can say the same with the Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, opposed to, like I'm talking about now, the Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter. I think it will work, but the reason why I'll be more curious about that is the fact that I would love to see the Street Fighter characters in the graphics of, you know, with the Mortal Kombat engine. I would love to see them in that style. I really would. And I think since NetherRealm Studios would do their version of it, aka Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter, and of course Capcom's version would be Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, but the NetherRealm version, Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter, they will keep it authentic to the Mortal Kombat genre, where it be bloody, more violent, you know, everything. So, you know, I think it'll be interesting for them to come up with fatalities for the Street Fighter characters. I think Blanca, like they'll implement like his grab move, how he bites you, they'll implement that into a fatality. Each time he bites you, it'll electrify you, or maybe he'll just bear hug you and just electrify the hell out of you. You just get all crispy and burnt and whatnot. Balrog, he'll probably do something. His fist to go through you, or he'll just cave your chest in, or crush your windpipe or something, knock your head off. Whatever. His would be similar to Kano. Kano and Balrog, that'll be somewhat of a good matchup. But I will be leaning towards not Kano. Damn. Jax. That's what. Yeah. Jax and Balrog. That'll be a good fight. I'll be leaning more towards Jax. I mean, he has the metal arms. Let's see. Sector and Cyrex. Though, you know, those other characters I don't see Street Fighter characters messing with. Anyway, Vega, I could see them coming up with fatalities for them. Chun-Li, they can come up with something with her, I guess. M. Bison, yeah, they could. Evil Ryu, Violent Ken, Shin Akuma, definitely. Dalsham, of course, he has the fire. I could see them coming up with things like that. And one thing I think would be interesting is that they'll take the Street Fighter levels and do stagealities, whatever they're called, stagealities on the Street Fighter levels. I think that'd be cool if they would do it, but unfortunately, I don't think it would ever be done. Now, let's see. The latest Mortal Kombat, the current one, that was done very, very well. I mean, very well, due to the fact that they took it back to the origins, the core of what made Mortal Kombat what it was, and it was a good story and gameplay. They kept the gameplay authentic and original. They took it back, and the story made sense. I like the story, and just to see them recreate these levels with these current graphics, it was like a trip down memory lane. A lot of pretty much all of the moves were still the same. Control was solid. You have a lot of spammers on the line, a whole lot. You know, everything was just key, man. Body damage, the whole, X-ray thing. They kept the fatalities, the babalities, the stagealities, all the maladies. They kept it all, and I think that was a smart choice, the way they went, because at Mortal Kombat it went up and it went down, went up, went down, it started fluctuating. Then at Mortal Kombat versus DC, I honestly think they started to look at the popularity of, the Marvel and Capcom versus series. First it started out X-Men versus Street Fighter, then Marvel versus Street Fighter, then Marvel versus Capcom 1, 2, now 3, then Ultimate. And they started to see that as it was growing, becoming popular, so they said, wait a minute, if Street Fighter can take on DC. Notice it wasn't NetherRealm versus DC. No, it was just, Mortal Kombat versus DC. I guess they looked at it like, oh, if they can take on Marvel, then yeah, we can take on DC, but that didn't really fly. That it really did. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the thing. Unfortunately, we all know Street Fighter is more popular than Mortal Kombat. I think Street Fighter came out in what, 1987. 5 years later, that'd be 92. That's when Mortal Kombat 1 first came out. Yeah, but I think the reason why, of course, one of the reasons why Mortal Kombat never became as popular as Street Fighter is due to the fact that a lot of times, I'm sorry, but I noticed Japanese games, they appeal to more regions than American games. And I'm not saying every time, just most of the time. For example, we have American titles like Fallout, Oblivion, Gears of War, Drake's Uncharted Adventures, all these kind of things, and it doesn't spread as big worldwide, or maybe not even in Japan at least. But when Japan comes out with their titles, it gets real popular even over here. Sometimes it gets more popular over here than over there, like Resident Evil 4. And they look at that. Resident Evil 4 first came out over here. Yeah, it's about, I think, 3 days prior to release over there. I think the same thing is going to happen with Resident Evil 6. But my thing about that, Mortal Kombat, it's not that just because it was an American-made game. It's the fact that it was very bloody, gory, and very mature. That was a plus and a negative. The plus was the fact that at that time it was nothing was seen like that ever. And America wasn't as sensitive as it is now. So you've seen it in arcades everywhere. Wasn't no age restriction. Wasn't no, you see a Mortal Kombat in the store or Coney Island, as I remember. There wasn't no, oh, show ID to put quarters in this machine. You have to do that. When you go to Blockbuster, it wasn't no, oh, age restriction for this title. None of that. I remember renting Mortal Kombat Part 2 when it first came to console. So, it came to Sega Genesis. But this is my thing about it. The reason why it was a negative is because, first the positive, of course, because it was nothing seen like that at that time before. Bloody, gore, all of that. And they showed everything as far as gore. But the negative side is you still had those sensitive viewers out there, those sensitive, overprotective parents. And that kind of media is spread, you know, word of mouth is deadly. So it didn't catch on as big as Street Fighter, because Street Fighter, yes, it was a fighting game that shows violence, but it wasn't bloody and gore. You may have like a little bit of blood spread out if you get hit in the mouth or whatnot. I don't even think Street Fighter 1 had blood in the back when Ryu had shoes. Yeah, I don't even think, you know, it had blood in the part. 2 had blood. I think when Blanca bites you, or Blanca, whatever you want to call him, he bites you, it had blood coming out. But I think that's what it is. Somewhat with the whole, like I said, Bleach and Naruto thing. You got to look at what reaches out more. The more you reach out, the bigger the sales. So like with the whole Wii versus PS3 and 360, you look at what it's aimed towards or what it appeals to more. So Street Fighter appeals to more of an open audience of all ages. With Mortal Kombat, I'm not saying a younger person wouldn't like Mortal Kombat, but a younger person that's living with a guardian or a parent who monitors what they do, they won't give them access to that. That's less sales. And or maybe this is up for debate though. This is up for debate. Characters. That's up for debate, whether you like Mortal Kombat characters better or Street Fighter characters better. That's up for debate. If you're wondering who I like more, this is the funny thing. Damn, I like Street Fighter more. But there are more characters in Mortal Kombat that I like more than Street Fighter. There really are, because I love Scorpion. The ninjas, I love ninjas, number one. People who know me on and off YouTube know I love ninjas. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Ermac, Noob Sabat, Smoke, Reptile, you know, Sector. I love Sector and Cyrus, they cool. I know they're not ninjas, but you get the drift. I like them. Raiden, he cool. Liu Kang, he's cool. The other Sub-Zero, he cool as hell. Baraka, I love Baraka as well. So there are more characters. There's so many more characters. Oh man, what's that guy's name on Mortal Kombat? Damn. Oh, I can't remember his name. That motivator, he's blind. He worked that sword, man. That katana, man, so sweet. Too sweet. Yeah, I like him, but yeah. I will say, yeah, I like more characters in Mortal Kombat. But Mortal Kombat will always go down in history as being iconic and recognized. To me, Mortal Kombat is not weak, it's not boring, none of that. I do like Mortal Kombat. And here in America, Mortal Kombat is that deal. And I'm so glad they did it right by bringing it back the way they did. So I'm hoping that maybe there'll be another Mortal Kombat in the future, but they put so much into this Mortal Kombat, I don't know, maybe this will be just the ultimate Mortal Kombat. Who knows? But yeah, I know I got to rambling on, but goro343, again, I greatly apologize. I hope you enjoyed this video request. I hope it was worth the wait, man. Never again. Like I said, it's nothing personal, nothing intentional. Damn, matter of fact, I think somebody wanted me to do a video a long time ago about Dante versus Kratos. You know, Dante from Dante's Inferno. But see, I've never owned none of the God of Wars. I know you're gasping. I know. And don't even start. Don't even think I dislike God of War. No, God of War, I know it's a good game. It really is. I never said I disliked or hated God of War, so don't even start. But see, that's the thing. Since I never played God of War, I can't say nothing on it. You know. So in the future, maybe it will come once I get the God of War collection. Get into a brush up point. I want to do it right. I mean, yes, I could probably go on God of War Wikipedia and try to cram one analogy in, but that's not authentic. You know, I want to do it by getting the gameplay experience, because that's how I know a lot about Dante from Dante's Inferno. But all in all, like I said, the video request arc is back. So this is the Elite Ace. I hope you enjoyed this video, everybody. And goro343, again, I apologize. It's the Elite Ace. I'm signed up.